Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. Well, we are getting closer and closer to the NFL draft, which means we're getting closer and closer to the Zurich Classic as well. Every year those things coincide, and even though we're a week off, the anticipation is building and the talk continues about Malcolm Butler. Lenny, the indications to me are, and talking to several people, that it's looking more and more like this could happen. And if it does happen, it would involve the 32nd overall pick in this year's draft, which is ironic and strange since that's the pick that the Saints got for Brandon Cooks.
Well, it's effectively going to become a Butler for Cooks trade for the most part, except for that little exchange of moving up 11 spots in the draft. But if it happens, now, let me throw this out there. If you're Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, why would you make this deal before the draft? Why would you not wait till after the draft and see what lands in your lap in terms of being able to go out and get players? Now, granted, you've got a proven commodity in Butler who, oh, by the way, came into the league as an undrafted free agent. But you may also be able to get somebody maybe you didn't think you were going to be able to get at 32 in terms of a corner. Maybe you get somebody at 11 who might fall down to you. Who knows, at 42, whatever the case may be. Wait and see what you're going to do. And then if that's the case, go make a deal for, your first-round pick in 18, or maybe it's your second-round pick in 18, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's somebody on your roster. Then go make the move at that point after you see what happens draft night.
And if you're looking at narrowing down that 11th overall, may I suggest a linebacker out of Alabama, a linebacker out of Temple, a defensive end out of Tennessee, a defensive end out of Michigan, or a running back out of Stanford? How's that for not naming names?
That's good for not naming names. You sound like you should be Sean Payton. Sean Payton spoke more at the Will Smith sentencing hearing than probably he has in terms of in front of the media in the last 4 months. So, but that by the way will come to an end on Friday and be put that situation, to rest in some way, shape, or form. I know it's been a very difficult and trying time for the family and for the Saints organization as well.
Very much so. LSU has its spring football game this Saturday. Of course, all eyes are centered on the offense and Matt Canada's system, what he's doing. The quarterback job, while it's said to be an open competition, you got to believe Danny Etling's the guy. You've got McMillan, you've got freshmen, you've got Lindsey Scott, and you got Miles Brennan who's not there yet. So to me, regardless of what they're running, regardless of how it's changing, it's got to be Etling, I would think. But it's going to be interesting to see just how it plays out with regard to how this offense is going to be perceived and how it's going to execute this year.
Yeah, and I don't know how much we'll see of Darius Geis on Saturday night. A lot's being made of the fact that this game is being played on Saturday night, and I like it. I think they'll probably draw pretty well as a result of that. So let's see if it puts a little buzz. Not that LSU football needs any more buzz, but at this time of year, look, while spring football has been a huge event at some other places around the country, it's never really been a big deal at LSU. We'll be interested to see what the response is Saturday night. Of course, LSU not the only one having a spring game on Saturday. Tulane will also have theirs Saturday morning at Yeoman Stadium. You talk about the quarterback situation. That's one where maybe it's settled itself in terms of Jonathan Banks being the guy, but really the first look to see just what he is able to do.
Yeah, he's going to have to be the guy, and it would appear that's going to be the case one way or the other. Baseball, the New Orleans professional Cakes team, win one, lose one. Had a matinee, of course, earlier this week on Wednesday, and now finishing up that homestand. And so far, below 500. So far, offense just not consistent enough.
No, not at all. And, of course, on Wednesday, they dug themselves an 8-0 hole after an inning and a half. No team at any level is going to come back on any kind of basis from that, but give the staff credit for putting up zeros for the final 7 innings in that game. Been kind of a strange year so far for this team. You throw a no-hitter, you get one hit 2 days later. You have a game like you had Wednesday where you fall way behind and basically take yourselves out of it early on. So, look, long way to go. And by the way, to keep up with everything pro baseball, Ken has started again, Hometown Heroes, every Wednesday at SportsNOLA.com. You'll get it no place else. Keep up with everyone with Louisiana ties in professional baseball.
And then, of course, where college baseball is concerned, LSU at Kentucky. Kentucky's better than they've been in recent years. Every SEC series is tough. Tulane got a win over Southern Miss. They lead the American Conference heading into the weekend. UNO, well, they need to rebound and rebound quickly. They've been struggling of late.
Yeah, and UNO, they need to as well. Tulane-Houston's a huge series. Look, we had pretty much written off Tulane with the 3-12 start. RPI was down to like 240. Well, all of a sudden, they're in the top 100. And the schedule is friendly for them, not so much in terms of easy, but in terms of being able to build up that RPI. And that's why it has. I mean, look, you take a team like West Virginia, where all of a sudden people suddenly have pegged as a regional host with the way they're playing in the Big 12. Don't forget, Tulane beat them 2 out of 3. The series sweep over UConn. You've got 6 with Houston left. You've still got to play East Carolina, who's been struggling in the league. The Florida schools are playing well. So you've got a chance to if you continue to win and continue to lead this league, they may be able to do enough to suddenly get back in the large conversation, which we would have never thought would have been the case a month ago.
Not at all. And, of course, with regard to high school baseball, there's a whole bunch of baseball still to be played, regular season winding down. And congratulations to John Curtis for winning a big game and winning their second straight district championship in a thriller over Rummel. And now we get Brother Martin and Jesuit Thursday night live at SportsNOLA.com, taped late on WHNO TV 20.
Yes, Saturday morning at 11. Catch the re-air of that one. Saturday's the final day of the regular season. On Sunday, we get the brackets. And at least on the non-select side, we get right into it. First round games Monday and Tuesday. Softball playoffs going on now as they start to get closer to the fast pitch 95. It's 95 and not 96 because Division 5 only has 7 teams, period. They can't even send 8 there. But that's winding down. May have news. Stay with us at SportsNOLA.com. May have news of a stream coming up there. And we will have, of course, playoff baseball as well live at SportsNOLA.com. So stay with us. This is your place to be able to watch live action and keep up with everything that's going on the high school front.
Fun stuff. And that's our First NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Have a great weekend, and God bless you.